Pupil Sandeep Ghosh has now been arrested by the CBI.
अगर किसी को लगता है कि उनके लड़के ऐसे पोटेंशियल रेपिस्ट हैं, तो वो अपने लड़कों को रात में घर के अंदर बंद करके रखें।
I'm Dr. Uttam Shiralkar, a psychiatrist. I was about to post a video on the psychological needs of this case, but changed the plan because I saw the need to apply my professional knowledge to a more serious issue. Before discussing that serious issue, let me tell you about the vulture and the little girl. In 1993, there was a severe famine in Africa. There, a South African journalist, Kevin Carter, photographed a frail, starving girl. He was awarded one of the prestigious awards in journalism, the Pulitzer Prize. In the photograph, a vulture is waiting for the death of the little girl, who was struggling to reach a nearby food center to get some food. After Kevin received the award, he was asked, "What happened to that little girl after you took the photograph?" Kevin replied, "I don't know. I was in a hurry to catch my flight." Then he was asked, "How many vultures were there?" Kevin replied, "I saw only one." The interviewer said, "I am seeing not one, but two vultures there. One in front of the camera and the other behind the camera." He meant that the vulture seen was interested in the girl's flesh. The vulture behind the camera was interested only in the girl's newsworthiness. Kevin was more concerned about catching the flight rather than taking the girl to the food center and saving her life. Few months after this incident, Kevin Carter committed suicide. What does this story has to do with the Kolkata case? Dr. Sarkar in his video said, on 9th of August, Kolkata witnessed not just one, but two brutal assaults. The first was by a man, the second was by governmental agencies. Now, I see the third assault happening. It is by the media. The first assault was on the victim. The second was on her dead body, her family and other doctors. This third assault is psychological on all those who get information about this case from the media. Just as in the case of the African girl, in Kolkata case, some vultures in the media are behind the camera and some are in front. Let me clarify. Not all those working in the media are vultures. I will first show examples of good journalism in this case.
इस वीडियो पर कोई एड्स नहीं चलेंगे because we don't monetize tragedies. This video needs attention. It doesn't need us to earn profit.
This new channel did not stop simply talking about reporting this case, but took the initiative to study sexual predators in a scientific manner, involving professionals. Also, in some podcasts, frontline doctors are involved in revealing the ground reality and sensible plans for the future.
Interferes with the real conversation. I want to introduce my guest today as we look at this issue beyond party politics. I'm joined by Rimjim. Rimjim Sinha has been one of the key frontline protesters, trying to give voice to what citizens are feeling, trying to transcend the party political binary in this conversation. Welcome, Rimjim.
On the other hand, look at the praise and disregard for appropriate journalism and shameless display of conflict of interest.
I want to once again make a disclosure. My wife is a Trinamool Congress MP, but I will continue to ask all the questions to all sides.
There is much more to say about this, but I would rather discuss a more serious matter. Let me confess, I had heard about him but watched his video for the first time. As soon as I saw the title, "Why is India so unsafe for women?" I was outraged. To the same degree as when I heard about the Kolkata incident for the first time. I couldn't believe that an Indian could give such a sweeping title, maligning the entire country when talking about one incident. Such titles are usually given by foreign media, which, as seen in the case of African girl, behave like vultures. In Kolkata case, the victim was a doctor. I am a doctor in England. Let me show you a clip about a sexual harassment survey in England's health service.
1 in 3 female surgeons says they've been sexually assaulted by a colleague. That includes women who say they were attacked during surgery. 1.2% of female surgeons say they've been raped by a colleague, and a third of those attacks took place at work. That's all according to a new survey that asked over 1,000 NHS surgeons about their experiences over the last 5 years. The study found 71% of female surgeons and 29% of male surgeons had suffered sexual harassment at work. Surgery is very male-dominated. Women make up less than 30% of all surgeons in the NHS.
After this survey was published, no one cried that the English health service is unsafe for women. By giving this title, he proved to be worse than the BBC, which is accused of bias reporting. Even BBC had questioned and challenged the outrageous conclusion that India is worse for women than Afghanistan. Just to show how unreliable this vulture media is, let me tell you that in this list, they have ranked the United States third in sexual violence among more than 100 countries in the world. When I started watching the video, for the first 6 minutes, he talked about how the heinous crime in Kolkata had shocked the entire nation's soul.
नमस्कार दोस्तों, कोलकाता के आरजीकर हॉस्पिटल में 31 साल की ट्रेनी डॉक्टर के साथ जो हेनस क्राइम हुआ, उसने पूरे देश की आत्मा को झकझोर दिया है। मतलब साफ है, सिचुएशन बदतर होती जा रही है।
Then he spoke of all the bad and ugly things happening in India. And guess what he does after painting such a grim picture of our society for 6 minutes? He starts marketing his products.
और जिन्होंने अभी तक नहीं लिया है उनके लिए अभी भी मौका है। गेट 41 कूपन कोड यूज कीजिए, 41% ऑफ मिलेगा।
If there is one point that he has portrayed with force in this entire video, it is about selling his product. You may now understand why I started with the story of vultures. I'm sorry, but even vultures eat only for their need. They don't eat for their greed. Further in the video, I saw more misleading information, wrong conclusions, and bizarre suggestions. He doesn't know the basic difference between an increase in cases and an increase in reporting.
2012 के आसपास एक साल में 25,000 ऐसे केस रिपोर्ट होते थे, जबकि एनसीआरबी के लेटेस्ट फिगर्स के अनुसार 2022 में 31,000 ऐसे केस रिपोर्ट हुए।
The number of reported cases increased because women were less afraid to report them, which is good. Later, he says sexual assault happens because the culprits are out at night. If someone thinks that their child is a potential criminal, then they need to keep their child locked up in the house at night.
अगर किसी को लगता है कि उनके लड़के ऐसे पोटेंशियल रेपिस्ट हैं, तो वो अपने लड़कों को रात में घर के अंदर बंद करके रखें।
I'm not sure where he found such ridiculous solutions. Perhaps the ChatGPT he's selling had such solutions. I think his scriptwriter is smart to take contents from Hindi films, add some numbers to make it look scientific, and mention some names of English writers to appear knowledgeable. Although it is catchy, it is serious misinformation. Although films do contain misinformation, most of us won't take it seriously. However, the misinformation in such videos, especially when packaged smartly, gets serious attention. His blatant misinformation exceeded the limits when, with confidence, he said, "The truth is, sexual urge has nothing to do with rape."
लेकिन सच बात क्या है दोस्तों कि सेक्सुअल अर्ज का रेप से कोई कनेक्शन नहीं है।
I would bore you with my clinical knowledge, but will urge you not to believe in it. It is a dangerous sweeping statement. I have heard he is in habit of making such statements for his own personal benefits. But as a doctor, I won't sit idle after this. His scriptwriter writes catchy lines. He reads them confidently, but that is not good for viewers and society. There are so many biased, manipulative statements in the video that I will have to make separate videos for them. But I will stop here today. One may ask why I'm picking on him. I was told not to get into this. He is a highly rated influencer. He has been accused of spreading misinformation, but nobody could touch him. When I listened to him, as you will see in the following clip, I felt it was his description.
आखिर किस तरह संदीप घोष जैसा आदमी आरजीकर मेडिकल कॉलेज का प्रिंसिपल बना हुआ था? इस पर आरोप है कि ये बहुत ही करप्ट इंसान रहा है.
A serious reason for me doing this video is this. I mentioned earlier, this channel is sincerely trying to bring about change in society. See the response they got and see the response he got after smart marketing. The tragedy in our society is people may not support genuine causes. They don't realize their worth. But someone has to try to disprove this statement. Misinformation spreads faster, but that doesn't mean we should not try to spread the correct information.
इस तरीके के आदमी को रिक्रूट किया गया यहाँ पर सिविक वॉलंटियर बनने के लिए. इसकी डोमेस्टिक वायलेंस की हिस्ट्री को देखकर इसके खिलाफ तो पहले ही पुलिस एक्शन लिया जाना चाहिए था. सीसीटीवी फुटेज, इसके ब्लूटूथ डिवाइस और डीएनए सैंपल्स के आधार पर पुलिस ने इसे गिरफ्तार किया.
I hope you will agree with me and play your part in it. Thanks for watching. Click the like icon if you liked it. Please subscribe to the channel and share.